This is our folding bike. For this special and dual episode, we are reviewing first half, and on the second half segment, we are installing an aluminum rear carrier rack into our folding bike. This is an update of the folding bike that we salvaged from trash and built a few months ago. A brief background of this bicycle. Here, as you can see in the screen, is the clip of the actual moment that this bike was rescued from a hill of junk trash. Ouch, 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 ouch. From the moment it was dug up from the junk mountain of scraps and out from those discarded trash, it was then washed and followed by a gruesome week of diagnosing the bike, looking for potential and possible damages since we don't know who owned the bike previously. And one scary part, although it was all the while exciting, but to begin with, is that this was our very first bike restoration project. It was indeed an exciting and at the same time a scary journey, but yes, it was quite fun process. After it was diagnosed, planning and elbow grease was required, stripping off the old paints and decals, those ancient dust and dirt pretending as patina, stains, sanding the old paint and rust, and polishing the frame back to its bare metal glory. And deciding the type of color and repainting the frame is crucial as well. And finally, choosing which parts to use. Within this process, it was quite sweet experience with all the spluttery butterfly in your stomach sensations and also both a roller coaster ride. A headache most especially when you don't know what doesn't fit after buying a wrong size of components. But that I think is the definition of the fun and learning while building your own machine. And yes, we believe in the powerful almighty bike god or goddesses who granted providing us the sorrowful yet mysterious beginner's luck. And finally, well, needless to say, is the joy of seeing, touching, and riding the complete built bicycle. A bicycle which we built with our own hands. It was quite efficient and pretty durable with its high tensile steel tubing which ultimately built for this purpose, and thus very much fitted for the function that we intend it to do. To be ill-beaten with all this type of road condition, whether it means severe beating from the rider or from the road or by the task it would carry. We built this bike intended as an all-around errand runner, a human-powered transportation machine. It doesn't require complicated gears and rocket science, for simply it was decided to run with single speed, a 17-teeth cog and a 40-teeth chainring, given with a tire clearance that could fit supple large 2 inches width of tire with 20 inches in diameter wheel set with 36-hole spokes. Although it is quite heavy but very durable because of its materials and build, it is perfect for a slightly hilly portion in our area even with the extra rugged and paved gravel path. These are the frequent route, a distance which covers short to several kilometers of rides and often loads of errands and deliveries like routines of hauling groceries or whatever this bike could possibly carry. During the first month, it only had minor issues that we were able to tweak easily and got fixed. One in particular was the decision to swap the crankset after the left crank arm got loosened. The steel crankset and chainring is made up of steel. It added weight, but it was running smoothly for 6 months as of the time being that this video was uploaded. I mentioned hauling light cargoes and delivering supplies prior to this rack carrier installation, such as groceries, most especially eggs, and this is where the fun starts to subside. It is hard for the rider to carry loads on plastic bags being hanged in the handlebar, and thus giving the errand runner an easy and comfortable hand position. One hand on the bar, and the other is gripping those slippery plastic bags. So, for the remaining segment of this video, we are showing clips of the installation process to also give favor to those who wanted to install rear carrier racks on their bikes. This may serve as your visual guide, given that you have bought similar model with this carrier rack that we have. But it is pretty simple anyway, so just have to be mindful and segregate each parts to avoid confusion. So, let's begin. First, check all the parts starting from the largest piece and down to the smallest bits and pieces. The main component is the largest and obvious part, which is the aluminum flat rack. You must untighten the main clamp. This is the clamp that would hold the seat post, and it's where you would determine the height of this rack. But for this bike, the clamp itself is way too wide for the seat post diameter, and as you can see in this clip, it is freely wiggling and not just any play, but it's very loose. And so, to solve this issue, we tried using plastic cards. In our case, we used this membership and fleet cards. But for those of you who are more than willing, then we might suggest a more impactful and dramatic object. You may use your debit and credit cards for this. Fold them into half, and two pieces might not be enough, but since we couldn't reach and do sacrifices, more bank and ATM cards from our wallet, then we used the flat rubber that goes together with the kit. And the rest of the process is just the standard installation procedure. But again, be mindful of the number of bits and bolts and other pieces and parts. There are procedures that we simplified along the way. You may either copy it at your own risk, but there are other hybrid frames that are simply not allowing this to fit with its current build. Thus, it may require resourcefulness and creativity on your part. And so there you have it. Also, let me hear your thoughts or reactions or any suggestions or comments about the tips and techniques in this video. And if you are new to this channel and you find this entertaining, valuable, or helpful in any way, please consider subscribing and see you in the next video.